This is the Hidden Killers podcast with Tony Brueski.
Featuring retired FBI Special Agent Jennifer Coffindaffer.
I had a chance last night to talk to Gary Upton, the undersheriff in Osage County, Oklahoma, about the case. Talked for about 40 minutes, and I heard a very interesting tidbit that occurred when Sheriff Eddie Virden was about to visit with BTK just the other day. It was the timing of it lined up to where the DA in Osage County said, we don't have enough evidence to prosecute right now. Dennis watched that press conference. Then he went to go talk with Eddie. First thing that Dennis Rader said to Eddie Virden, and this is from Undersheriff Gary Upton in a very kind of cocky tone, if you will, of, so, looks like you don't have enough evidence to convict. What do you make of that? It sounds like a game. It is the first thing I thought.
Right. I mean, the first thing that struck me, of course, was listening to the most recent interviews of the DA. Mm-hmm. Now, that DA, without the DA, there's going to be no prosecution of anyone without the DA's buy-in. And when I heard the DA interviewed on News Nation, boy, both of those interviews were really telling. I mean, one, he essentially accused Osage County of inappropriate search methods and not being above board in their investigation, and there being only innuendo that, I think, how did he term it? It didn't add up to anything evidentiary. Yeah. I mean, it was stark and strong. It wasn't at all what I expected when I heard what he had to say. Mm-hmm. So when I hear those issues, I typically think, all right, there's an issue between this DA and this sheriff. Mm-hmm. Like either personal, maybe from other cases, but they don't have a relationship. The DA expanded on that, of course, to say, listen, we've never been included. We, basically saying this is a rogue guy. Mm-hmm. He's investigating cases in Oklahoma and Kansas and Missouri. He doesn't have authority. He didn't loop in those authorities. And so I found all that interesting to take in, because that relationship has got to be mended if there's going to be any progress in the case. I also thought it was interesting that the DA wants the Oklahoma Bureau.
The OSBI.
To look into it. And that made a lot of sense to me, because they have so many more tools and so much more authority in terms of looking outside that county. Remember, his only authority is in Osage County, the sheriff.
Yeah.
He has no other authority anywhere else. So I found that was the thing that sort of really had my eyes open wide in regard to the recent BTK information. But back to your question, which is because BTK, or they believe BTK, saw the DA say this, and then BTK was interviewed, so he sort of had that right in his back pocket. He had an ace in the pocket. Mm-hmm. Certainly would have, I think, influenced a savvy serial killer like BTK into not admitting anything. But by the same token, is there nothing there?
You're locked into the Hidden Killers podcast.
Want more? Start binging on all of our true crime podcasts right now through Apple Podcasts, and get an ad-free experience when you sign up to be a True Crime Today Premium Plus member, exclusively on Apple Podcasts.
More of the Hidden Killers podcast, dropping soon.
Press subscribe now.